Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. RHOC star Lauri Petersons' son Josh's cause of death revealed. Lauri Petersons' son, Josh Waring's, cause of death has been revealed. Almost 5 months after the former Real Housewives of Orange County star announced the news on Instagram, his death has been ruled an accident. The Orange County Sheriff Coroner Department declared Josh died as a result of the use of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and olanzapine. The last is an antipsychotic normally used to treat schizophrenia. In an April 6 post on her Instagram account, Lauri announced Josh had died on March 31. "It is with a shattered heart that I write this post to let you know that my sweet Josh left this earth Easter Sunday." The heartbreaking post featured multiple pictures from Josh's childhood, as well as photos of Josh with his daughter Kennedy. "No one can ever prepare you for this feeling of such deep loss," Lauri continued. Lauri also noted that Josh fought every single day for most of his adult life, for his life, adding, "This past Sunday, the challenge was too great. He received the most joy, pride, and purpose through his daughter Kennedy and watching her grow and thrive over the years," she concluded. Lauri's son Josh Waring's struggle with addiction led to her leaving RHOC. Josh's struggle with drugs was well documented during Lauri's 4 seasons on RHOC. After he had multiple run-ins with the law, she chose to leave the Bravo hit after season 4, which aired in 2009. In June 2016, Josh, whose father is Lauri's first husband, Philip Waring, was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. He would eventually serve 4 years in prison. In a 2018 interview from jail, Josh opened up to Page 6 about his struggles with addiction. "There's no mystery to the fact that I've had problems with drugs. The police do know who I am in Costa Mesa." Lauri Peterson adopted Josh's daughter Kennedy in 2015. Lauri, who married her current husband, George Peterson, in September 2007, adopted Josh's daughter when she was 3. She opened up about choosing to raise her granddaughter Kennedy, saying, "There just weren't a lot of options." Lauri explained that Josh and his wife had a baby but were both struggling. She and George decided to help them by adopting Kennedy and raising her. She noted that she and George had watched each other raise their kids but never had a child together. So watching George with Kennedy made her see another side of her husband and fall even more in love. "I've fallen so hard in love with him now because he is so generous to take on this huge responsibility." Lauri Peterson, a name synonymous with the glamorous and often tumultuous world of reality television, has always been a figure of intrigue. Her time on The Real Housewives of Orange County introduced audiences to her world, a world of opulence, drama, and complex family dynamics. But beneath the glittering facade of Orange County's elite lay a story far more poignant, marked by personal struggles that would ultimately lead to a heart-wrenching loss. The tragic death of Lauri Peterson's son, Josh Waring, sent shockwaves through the reality TV community and beyond. Josh had long been a figure of concern for fans of the show. His battles with addiction, brushes with the law, and turbulent relationships were well documented during Lauri's tenure on RHOC. His struggles were not just a subplot in a reality show, but a painful reality that Lauri, as a mother, had to contend with daily. For years, Josh's life was a roller coaster of highs and lows. The media often painted him as a troubled soul, caught in a downward spiral from which there seemed to be no escape. Yet for those close to him, Josh was much more than the headlines suggested. He was a son, a father, a brother, and a friend. A man who, despite his demons, had moments of clarity and hope, where the possibility of redemption seemed within reach. The announcement of Josh's death was met with an outpouring of grief and sympathy. Fans of RHOC, who had followed Lauri's journey over the years, felt a deep sense of sorrow for her loss. It was as though they too had witnessed the tragedy unfold, powerless to intervene, and now were left grappling with the finality of it all. In the days following his death, speculation swirled about the cause. The rumor mill churned, with many assuming that his struggles with addiction had finally caught up with him. But the truth, when it was finally revealed, was both heartbreaking and complex. According to the coroner's report, Josh Waring's cause of death was a fatal overdose, a tragic culmination of his years-long battle with substance abuse. The specifics were gut-wrenching: an accidental overdose of a potent combination of drugs that proved too much for his body to withstand. It was a devastating reminder of the insidious nature of addiction, how it creeps into every facet of a person's life, often ending in unimaginable loss. For Lauri, the news was a crushing blow. She had spent years trying to save her son, advocating for him, standing by him even when the rest of the world had given up. But addiction is a relentless foe, one that does not easily relinquish its grip. Josh's death was a stark reminder of the dangers that come with it, a reality that many families, unfortunately, know all too well. As the details of his death became public, Lauri released a statement, one that was filled with both sorrow and a plea for understanding. She spoke of her son's struggles, his fight to overcome his demons, and the deep love she had for him despite the challenges they faced together. She urged others who were struggling with addiction, or who had loved ones in similar situations, to seek help before it was too late. In her statement, Lauri also touched on the stigma that often surrounds addiction. She spoke of how Josh had been labeled, judged, and often dismissed because of his struggles. But to her, he was so much more than his addiction. He was a person who loved, who dreamed, who fought every day to find some semblance of peace in a world that often felt unforgiving. The reaction to Lauri's words was overwhelming. Messages of support flooded in from all corners, from fans, former co-stars, and even those who had never watched RHOC but had been touched by her story. Many shared their own experiences with addiction, the losses they had endured, and the ongoing battles they faced. In this, Lauri found a sense of solidarity, a community of people who understood the pain she was going through. As the days turned into weeks, and the reality of Josh's death settled in, Lauri found herself reflecting on the complexities of his life. She thought about the boy he had been, the one with a bright smile and endless potential, and the man he had become, shaped by the trials he faced. She remembered the moments of joy they shared, the laughter and the love that, despite everything, had never wavered. In her grief, Lauri also found a renewed sense of purpose. She became a vocal advocate for addiction awareness and prevention, using her platform to speak out against the stigma and to support those who were in the throes of the battle her son had fought. She partnered with organizations dedicated to helping those struggling with addiction, offering her time, her voice, and her story in the hopes of making a difference. Josh Waring's death was a tragedy, but Lauri was determined that it would not be in vain. She wanted his legacy to be one of change, of hope, and of a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a chance for light to break through. She knew that Josh's story was not unique, that countless others were facing the same struggles, and she wanted to be a part of the solution, to help prevent other families from experiencing the same pain. In the end, Lauri's journey, marked by heartache and loss, also became one of resilience and advocacy. She was a mother who had loved deeply, fought fiercely, and now, in her son's memory, was committed to making a difference in the world. Josh Waring's life, though tragically cut short, would continue to have an impact, a legacy of love, loss, and the enduring strength of a mother's love.